So in the previous videos, we successfully connected our laptop with the Raspberry Pi, use remote platform in NetBeans. So we didn't need to install NetBeans in the Raspberry Pi. So it saved us not only space in the micro SD card, but also NetBeans in the micro SD card is very slow. So we went to that option that we install everything in our laptop or computer, and then we program, we debug, and everything we do in our computer. And then when we are ready to run, we use that remote platform that I have explained already, and we just send the data to the Raspberry Pi without even using GitHub, just straight to Raspberry Pi. So we have done that. Now it's time to do some small programs with Java programming to do some things with the GPIO pins, right, in the Raspberry Pi. So that was the main objective of this whole mini series that we have here. So that's what we're going to do now. So what we're going to do, first of all, that there are a few things that we need to do. I think I have a slide for that. So Raspberry Pi has a number of general purpose input and output pins that we call GPIO. And if you look at the picture here, they are right there. And you can get this kind of image from the internet. There are hundreds and thousands of places that show this picture. So you just use whatever you want. And that's how you do it. All right. So here you have image. Just be careful, depending on your Raspberry Pi. I believe, I'm not completely sure, but they might change. If you use Raspberry Pi 2, 3, or 4, they might change this. So be sure that you're using the right picture for your right application, your Raspberry Pi board that you have. And again, what can you do with this GPIO? You can do a lot of things. So you can read sensor data, either analog or digital. Analog, for example, temperatures, right? Temperatures or pressures that vary in a range, the fractional range. So you could use for reading those kind of things. Or you can just read something that like open and close, like it has been open or close a switch, and then you're going to turn a light LED on or something like that. So there are a lot of things that you can do. And we are going to, you can go through the examples. You're going to see that when we create Pi 4G, when we download that library that we're going to discuss later, comes with examples directory. You can see a lot of things that you can do with those GPIO. So I will leave up to you to go there and explore yourself there. Now, another thing you can do is control external drives like motor operated valves, or motors, or LEDs, or any other I2C devices, and so on. So there is a lot of things that you can do right there. Okay, steps to be able to control these pins with a Java program. There are 2 steps that you need to do. One of the first one is install the WiringPi library into your Raspberry Pi. So it's something that you need to do first, and then you can program. And again, I don't aim this video series to be the Hollywood style and everything. It's just something that I wanna put in the record here. So one day, like, I don't know, 1-2 years from now, when I wanna go back here and remember things, I can go to these videos and know that at least these ones worked for me, for my case, and I hope it works for you too. So I'm just explaining one by one, and that's why you have this series with PowerPoint slides, sometimes with coding and things like that. So you can kind of follow along and do yourself. So again, for you to do like a Java program, so using to access the GPIO, you need to do 2 things. One of them is the install of WiringPi library in your Raspberry Pi, and the other is installing Pi4J library in your computer. So that's what we are going to do. WiringPi is a C++ library for Raspberry Pi. So again, they use normally to access registers in a microchip. Normally it's used like a C++, not Python, not Java. They just go straight for C++. So we are going to create, it is created, this WiringPi. It's just when you download and you need to compile this at least once. It generates a dynamic link library. It's the .so extension. And with that, you can link this library to your programs in Java. And that's the way that a Java communicates with this library that is in C++ that communicates with the hardware itself, the microchip. So that's what we are going to do. So for you to do that, the first thing you need to do is I'm placing the commands here. If you try to do a second time, you need to clean up first the directory. I know that I tried to clean it up, and it's possible. There is nothing wrong here, but I don't want to go for the hassle again to do that. But first, you need to remove the WiringPi that you might have in your computer. Not in the computer, sorry, in the Raspberry Pi. So all these commands is in the Raspberry Pi terminal window. So you give this sudo apt-get remove wiring and -y here. And then what you're going to do, you're going to give the second command here, sudo apt-get yes install and git core gcc make. And I'm not going to go in details in none of this. It's just something that will work for me. And I truly believe that it will work for you too. Okay, then you go to your home directory, and then you're going to clone the WiringPi from GitHub. So that's what you have here, this command right here. So just follow this command. And eventually what you're going to do, now you download it, you clone it, it's going to be here in WiringPi. And then what you're going to do, you're going to build. This, when you download, it comes with like a C++ and headings and things like that, but you need to compile in your specific processor, right? And I realized that some Raspberry Pi boards, they might have different processors. So you need to build on the spot, whatever you have right there. And that's why you need to do these steps. After you do that, you have the wiring PI right there for you. Now you can test the WiringPi installation, and it's very simple how to test it, see if everything went well with your downloading, your compilation, building the dynamic library, and so on. So what you can do is, without having Java or C++ lines, you can just go to the terminal window and type the following commands. For example, if you type gpio read all, you're going to get a screen like this. So here you are going to see all the pins. So you have here the physical pins, and they are right here. And then you have information on the right and on the left of each of those pins. So I'm going to use the GPIO1 here for some examples later. And in this case, the mode is in, but this is going to be out later on because I want to turn it on LED. So it's going to be a digital output instead of an input. So you can set it up. But again, just to check if the WiringPi has been successfully installed, you can, in the terminal window in the Raspberry Pi, use type GPIO read all, and you're going to get this. And let's see if we can just quickly go there. So here, if I say GPIO read all, you're going to get this table that I just coded. So this table right here. Okay. So it's a good sign that everything is working fine. Another thing that if you feel like you need to do it, because I made that mistake when I was trying to make my example program later on in the next video. I wasn't able to turn the LED on. So I thought that could be problem with my program, but also could be problem with the hardware, like the wires where we are putting, the current is flowing in the right direction, not in the wrong direction for a LED, and things like that. So what you can do, you can also test a configuration like your hardware, just using a command without having any Java or C++ program, and you just type in the terminal window again, GPIO, then write, then you're going to say the pin number, and then if you say 1 here means high, so it's you're sending voltage to 5 volts or so, and if you want to turn it off, you say 0 there. So you are changing a pin with a 0 volts or 5 volts, just writing this in your screen. And basically what you have, let me just go back here to the next page, you just connect it directly. So you see I have no Java programming, C++ programming or nothing. I just want to check if it was working. And because I was using pin 01, I need to use this one that is the blue right here. This guy here, the third pin here, is the ground. So the yellow is the ground, and then this is the power, right? The 5 volts. And if you turn it on, it's going to turn the LEDs on, and if it's 0, it's going to turn it off. It's going to turn it off, the LED. Just remember, don't forget, it's very important, you put like a resistor right here. If you don't do it, it's going to burn it, and it's like a blinking an eye. You burn it, and you can toss it away. You're not going to be using it again. There is a bunch of things that you can do without any programming, and you can get all this information in this web page here, thewiring.com. The GPIO utility. It has a lot of information. It's from that page that I got these 2 commands here. But again, if you go there, there is a plenty of other commands that you can use for testing your Raspberry Pi without any programming. All right. And that's it. I mean, there is nothing much to it, but it's a very important step. And again, why I'm recording this? Because I was burned out, because I thought that I was just need to use Pi4J, and I was trying to do it, and I was getting a lot of errors. Took me like a lot of hours to figure out what was wrong. And then I realized I need to put something in the Raspberry Pi itself, that is that dynamic library there. And to do that, I need to go through the steps that I show you in this video. If you have any suggestions, again, or for improving this video, or anything you want, like you have a question, drop a message, and let's hope that either I can answer or someone that is watching also these videos can help us on this. I'm by no means I am the expert on this. All right. Thank you very much.